So, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to all of y'all. Smash that like button. Thank you for being on another episode of I Smoke Hip Hop Live with your guy, DJ Bless One, the best one. Joe Flacco shares something that y'all need to know about Shedeur Sanders and many of the other younger quarterbacks. It's obviously that Joe Flacco favors your boy Shedeur way more ahead of the curve versus all the other quarterbacks. So he talked about immature quarterbacks, and to me, this was a slight jab at Kenny Pickett and Dillon. And just being real, even towards maybe a little bit of Watson, but many other quarterbacks that are around the league, because Shedeur is a mature guy. You don't see him making TikTok videos, but I'm about to play what Joe had to say about new quarterbacks who are immature. This proves that Browns are a failed organization because Joe Flacco clearly knows who's the quarterback of the future for the Cleveland Browns.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my...
So YouTube family, Joe Flacco had a lot to say about the situation that's going on with the competition. I got clips of that, but some of the things he talked about was the immaturity of certain quarterbacks. We know exactly who he's talking about without saying it, and I'm about to break it down, but let's listen to Joe break down about immature quarterbacks out here.
I think when it initially came in, I think Twitter started right around 07, 08. I came in 08. I can remember like the first time I walked into the cafeteria in Baltimore and somebody was like, hey, you mind if we tweet this? And nobody knew what that meant. I think the evolution has kind of come from that's a method to kind of see some stuff and have some fun to like it's the main news source, you know? So the difference now is like that everybody's getting their stuff from there, and it's treated a little bit more seriously because everybody that is the main news source. But you still have the same thing you always have, which is a million different opinions. So it kind of blends like your actual news source with a bunch of other stuff. And you know, now I think we live in this world where just like everything you see on there, there's a good portion of people that are taking whatever you see on there very seriously. And sometimes it's not the case, you know, but you just have to, I don't know. I've been on Instagram. That's the only thing I've ever logged in on in my life. I won't download the other things because I don't miss them. If you told me you're taking Instagram away, like I've been on it. I'm too far down the road, but like Twitter and all those other things, I won't even download it on my phone just because I know it's a trap to just, you know, get sucked in. No TikTok dances. The fact that people, that's different too, this generation. The fact that people want to get on their phones and show people the most, like that's embarrassing.
Shout out to Joe Flacco. Being around the same age with Joe, I know exactly what he's trying to say. I'm going to show proof how he's not talking about Shedeur. When Shedeur is on social media, it's a branding situation, which he understands because he's like, if he still gets to stay on Instagram, he's cool. But if there's other social media platforms, he's good with that crap because Instagram makes sense when you're building a brand, which Shedeur is. But Shedeur is not out here doing all these weird dances and all that. Now, other people would put him on TikTok. What you always see Shedeur doing, looking serious as hell. In fact, remember the combine? That's what they complained about Shedeur? He doesn't look personable to people out there. He looks too rough and, you know, rigid, mean, like he's angry at something, which is not true at all. He's always smiling. He's just not going to do extra for the cameras. We all can't be Cam Newton with the hat. We can't be Cam in the hat, wearing outlandish clothing or whatever to make people comfortable. People think Shedeur is not a personable person because he has a chain. Or is it that your insecurity sees his chain as a flaw through your own flaws and insecurities? But I'm going to fast forward. Joe Flacco is not speaking about Shedeur simply for one reason. When you look at the situation, you can tell Flacco is being a great big brother to Shedeur, teaching him, mentoring him. I remember he said this about Shedeur here.
I don't know if it has an impact on much, but Shedeur's been great. I think he's a lot of fun to be around in those meeting rooms. And I think so far there's been, you know, at least once in the meeting room that he's made me crack a smile. and that's what it's all about. You know, he's a young guy trying to learn some football and come out here and practice well and do those things. And like I said, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, he's come up to me and, you know, listen, I probably wasn't too far away from playing against his dad, and now I'm playing with him. So I don't know.
That like it just makes you feel good seeing that. You know what I mean? You feel good seeing that because you can tell Joe is not one of these weird off dudes, but he's a serious man. And if he says it, you don't get it off like he's coming off as a gimmick liar, just saying anything for the media. Nah, fam is telling you, bro, I like Shedeur. And when you smile like that, bro, I don't care what ethnicity you are, bro. That's something that reminds you of when you was younger. Shedeur is a serious young dude. So when I look at a Dillon Gabriel throwing passes like this, the nigga couldn't even throw. Bro, that's a problem, bro. One thing about Kyler Murray, he's strong, agile, accurate, and basically he's a great quarterback with a small stature who knows how to use his small stature. So I'm not making fun of people who are smaller quarterbacks. Obviously in the NFL, if you can play, you can play. But you telling me this right here gets to talk gets the more reps than Shedeur? Those are the number ones Dillon Gabriel is playing against. How this doesn't show you wasted a 3rd round pick. Then Mary Kay made an excuse for this interception as well. Look at this shit right here. Again. But that guy, you racists and you weirdos want me to believe that guy is the real deal. That's who Joe Flacco is really talking about, guys. Look, maybe Joe doesn't like Shedeur. I think he obviously loves Shedeur, but let's pretend he doesn't like Shedeur. He's still a football player, a veteran football player. You telling me Joe in that locker room can't sniff out a washed up quarterback, a quarterback who ain't it? You telling me NFL professional quarterbacks can't look at a guy and know right off the bat, this guy ain't our guy. He's not our guy. And that's what you get. And listen to what the alleged meth head, Mary Kay, had to say about Dillon being the guy.
Each of the quarterbacks has their own thing or his own thing that he really, really needs to work on this camp. Some more than others. Some of these guys have 2 or 3 things that they really have to fix and work on. But I think that at this moment, I still think that Dillon would be ahead in that race. And if they do decide to turn it over to a young guy, I think it would be their 3rd round pick as opposed to their 5th round pick.
Shut up, bitch. As opposed to their 5th round pick. In other words, your passive aggressive alleged meth head ass didn't want to just say what you really want to say is, I like Dillon better. He's better than Shedeur. Even though we're looking at this trash in practice. We're looking at this. This is your 3rd rounder? That's your guy, huh? Mary, bitch. And I'm going to keep exposing you because until the Browns, well, let me say it like this. If Shedeur is no longer on the Browns, keep doing what you're doing, marry the bitch, because you're a reflection of what the Browns organization is. But because the Browns have made you their spokesperson or their, affiliate or whatever, they allow you in and out through their training facilities. They allow you to speak with players. So they know of you. They have given you permission to do this bullshit. So I'm going to do my due diligence to keep putting you on blast and the Browns organization. But I don't think the Browns are going to keep Shedeur, in my personal opinion, because when you see, I showed you proof after proof to watch garbage like that get put in front of us. And we get told that Shedeur is.
Most people get average people, especially average people.
Shedeur is not the average one. The Browns are not even average, but the people who like the Browns and the people who like Dillon Gabriel and Kenny Pickett over Shedeur, well, that's who Kevin Samuel is talking about.
Most people get average people, especially average people.
Especially you bitch ass average people. I don't even listen to you guys, man.
Hey, would you listen to Njoku's wild outbursts?
You making sense sometimes, though.
Sometimes I don't.
He's just saying that, bro.
No, sometimes I don't.
He's just saying
sometimes
that.
I
appreciate the receiver.
Sometimes I be just talking. Sometimes I be saying.
Nah, I feel that.
You gonna know. Like when I'm spazzing, you gonna know if I'm serious or not.
know what I mean? 'Cause I do be cussing out. That's a fact.
Bro, cussing out not cool, bro.
I'm not saying it is, but it is what it is.
Hey.
To see the veterans live up to Shedeur like that told me everything I needed to know, bro. It's a no-go for a lot of you haters. Joe Flacco is a proven quarterback. Let me show you some of the passes of him in practice, bro. I'm going to listen to Joe Flacco and what he says about Shedeur's performance. This man still can throw a spiral at his age. He's still got the velocity in his throws. I'm not saying he's the future at all. Because of age, he can't be the future. Let's just be real. But what you can do is keep Joe Flacco, keep Shedeur, and I would get rid of Dillon. Nobody's gonna trade no third round for Dillon. Hell no, you wasted a pick. Release that boy. You don't even keep Kenny Pickett because he's untrustworthy and he costs a little too much. Cheap, but still a little too much. So I'm gonna go with Joe. Joe has a good reasoning on quarterbacks. This is some of the things he said on Brown's quarterback competition. A little light.
I actually, like, just from experience, I think they tend to get a little bit of a kick out of me just because I am 40 years old now and could be their fathers probably. And it's fun for me too in the same kind of way. I mean, they're young and they have a lot of life and a lot of energy and a lot of, new things that kind of keep me in the loop with my kids and all those things. It's fun. I mean, everybody in that locker room, it's like we're all 25-year-olds just having the time of our lives. And look, we get to come out here and do this for a living, so why wouldn't we feel that way? I actually, like, just from experience, I think they tend to get a little bit of a kick out of me just because.
I don't know about you guys. I like Joe, man. I like everything about bro. Bro has a good heart, good mindset. Him exposing a lot of these type of quarterbacks that's in the league today. It was finally somebody said it, bro. Like, one thing I can say, if Shedeur is no longer on the Browns, one person I would still hope he does well is Joe Flacco. I don't want the Browns to win if they get rid of Shedeur. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Fuck the Browns. But if Joe is still on the team, I hope he at least performs in a good enough manner where we can still remember who Joe Flacco is. Went to Michigan University, wasn't getting his respect, and went to 4 month, was it 4 month? FUR it started with, let me know, it was that purple university, Ivy League. And he went there, he balled the hell out and still got drafted as a first or second rounder in the NFL draft. That's who you put your money on. That's who my mindset is to look at. And I'm pretty sure Shedeur is being touted the right way by Joe. And I'm pretty sure his father is telling him, lean to a vet like Joe Flacco, because there's nobody else for you to lean on. Who you're going to lean on? Deshaun Watson? Who you're going to lean on? Dillon, the scrub Gabriel? He is way older than you, but him? Who you going to lean on? Kenny Pickett, McNugget, who can't find nowhere to stick to? Yeah, that would be great. But anyways, man, I'm your guy, DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids. Always remember to stay blessed. Always stay blessed. Hip Hop Live, don't forget that.
That nigga I smoke.
Come down over here and come rock with my man and let it be good, man. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Myself a YouTuber because I'm actually in the community and we get uncomfortable so when dudes like you and kings like you saluting me. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. You beautiful family. Nah, you, because Nick, let me cut this off. Man, what's good, YouTube family, man?
You already have, outtake, your frequency, man. You have good energy, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you inspire me a lot. You don't even realize it, man. But it's good to see somebody on YouTube in real life. You're a real person, man.
One man side
so one thing, I understand your motivation and your appreciation to the youth. Good.
Yeah, I was all right.
This the field, man. This the field, man. Top field, man. Hey.
Smoke hip